Everybody for coming. I know Nici and Troy appreciate it. Those who don't, I guess I've introduced myself already. I'm the first accident in the family. Everybody calls me BA. And people who know me know that I'm a natural empath to people, but I'm also an empath with the spirit world. So there's a big presence missing. That's our father. Yes. And he's been reaching out to me, and he wanted me to say a few words. Oh God. Oh shit. The first thing.
I was wondering where that came from.
All right, so here we go. BA, the first thing I need you to do is to get Mr. Bitterong's phone.
Big Ron, get your phone
Get your
out.
phone and put it in the portable skiff that we have. If you want to know what that story's about, you have to ask. I'm thinking over there, Troy and Nici. All right. All right, so, second, just know all is well with me because my credits did end up surpassing my debits. I spend my days playing Scrabble with the big man who is now my applehead. He tried to get me to play in a row, but I'm more natural the way I enter the world in my birthday suit. I want to start with Nici with a C. Now, by the way, don't anything in here that's don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the vessel. All right. Great idea. I want to start with Nici with a C. From the time I saw you and Troy playing the fingers game in that Facebook photo, I knew the boy was done. As they get older, I very intentionally never shared my recipes so those chicken hawks wouldn't use them for evil. I don't think it's an accident. As soon as I thought they were mature enough to use the recipes for good, I put my recipes on the jump drive, and soon after Troy found Nici. That boy owes me. You have probably felt this, Nici, so I will share this with the friends and family who do not know Troy. From the time they could recognize they had their little things and girls didn't, I instilled a lot of rules. No means no. A girl or woman has the right to change her mind even when she is naked with you. Respect the mother of children, whether they are your children or just hers. Be a strong man, but an empathetic, caring, compromising man. Know when to lean into your partner when she needs you and get lost when she doesn't. Support her dreams and help her understand yours. Forget about fighting over closet space, purses, makeup, or shoes. Don't die on that hill. It's not the woman's job to cook, clean, iron, sew for you. So the boys have had those skills since they could reach a stove or a washing machine. Have things you love to do together and things you love to do apart. These all sound familiar, right? As you traipse through the rest of your life, traipse. For you Scrabble players, that could be 7-letter bingos, parties, tastier, piaster, pirates, and praise. Okay? He's just flexing. He's flexing his foot. I'm so impressed with the man you have made Troy in his advanced and washed up years. Any divergence from the previous mentioned rules throughout your marriage is obviously his mom's or Toby's fault. I was a perfect parent. How dare you?
We love you, Toby.
Speaking of the women I married, in case you didn't think I was at your wedding, I made sure to scare that random dog that showed up for my ex and Officer John Garth to show up for my wife. I had to stay on her about that heavy foot and potty mouth, both of which I know were engaged with Officer Garth. Nici, with a C, you are now in charge of the battery, which is size D, and the blanket is now yours.
Oh, is this your blanket?
So, Chris, I want to digress for a second and salute Sarge for the way he stepped up and set up comms in Orlando to make sure his mother was okay. I know he had We had our battles in your formative years, and there have been more misunderstandings in recent years about clothing and possession being 9/10 of the law. But I would tell anyone within 3 feet of me how proud I was of my badass soldier son protecting this country. I did feel a disturbance in the force on Monday. I sensed some bad energy. It was BA. I sensed he was in distress. I found him curled up in the fetal position, sucking his thumb, with snot bubbles coming out of his nose. After I rubbed his tummy, which he could only feel as tingling, he explained that after driving 1,500 plus miles in 4 days, including 24 and 38 hours straight, he was put on bones by you for showing up 10 minutes late in DC. I told him this is the road to Abilene, BA. You thought he was getting a lift for you, he thought you knew he was lifting. And then there was a fork in the road. We've all heard about that. And he chose the wrong fork twice. I said, BA, you had a choice between attending the college where you were accidentally conceived or Penn State, and you chose the Nittany Kittens. If you'd gone to Cincinnati, you would have developed the intellectual skills to read Chris's mind and know that 415 and 420 was not suitable. The other fork in the road is you had a choice between spending an extra 45 minutes with your mom who you know you would not see again, or getting to DC before Chris so he can meet his reservation. You chose your mom. You know your brother was stressed from officiating his baby brother's wedding, and not having me to wear his clothes anymore was stressing him. The only thing more ironic than him officiating is you officiating a wedding. I probably should have edited this. Taking it a step further, if you had very unlikely died in a fiery plane crash, or more likely flipped Nicky with the C's car into a ditch and joined me at the pearly gates, you'd have thrust so much guilt upon Chris he may have never recovered. In your typical fashion, you're all about you and not what your actions mean to anyone else. And with your history as a dimple pimp, which I've had 8 months to share, the pearly gates are closed for business for you. Big Keith, I've met you, but I never met Steve Yacko. I don't expect Chris to forgive VA, but for his rude behavior, could you two just make sure he forgets this weekend? All right, done. VA, as best as I can tell, after I took my last breath, all you did was eat my food and get fluffy. I don't know if it was the girl making you cry in your football uniform at 5, or the time your mom walked in when the boys and girls fooling around in our house with you on the couch watching TV. But I pretty much had the hunch you will still be alone. You would still be alone at 56. You better get reacquainted with that ginger lover of yours, because you are chronologically next in line. Sleep with one eye open for the Grim Reaper. And how sad must your romantic life be today that you can only burn it off with a bite? Boy, whew, I should have edited this. I said, all right, Toby, when we married, we were practical about the whole until death do us part, putting until we get tired of each other in the vows. You got your ring at 5 years of bliss and had a jag at 10 years. You put up with my sarcasm and stubbornness for 38 plus years. From falling on the floor at Giant in my suit because you couldn't decide on dinner, to having you paged in Heckingers as Hunhookins, you have to admit it was never boring. I am so awed by your strength in my absence. BA relayed that he was moved by your tenderness with me in the hospital, and because of his short stint in the house before college, spending 4 months with you in the spring solidified why I was so happy he married. I was happily married to you for all those years. I know there are days when you didn't want to get out of bed, but you did. You have sold and bought and built a house. And if the time comes when you need a companion, I'm going to be okay, husband or boy toys. Let that marinate. Just don't expect him to hit a baseball 500 feet, recite poetry, cook bananas Foster, know all the 1 to 4 letter words, and most 7 letter bingos. You must own a Weber though, or I will hunt you both. When the time comes, BA will roll with it, of course, and Troy will scare the shit out of him. Chris may make him disappear. But if we can survive, if he can survive, he is the one. My wish for you to live the rest of your life as I did, waking up every day loving your life and your boys. All right, Troy. Again, not the best. I'm just a vessel.
Not your words.
When you held my hand, when you were saying goodbye to me and said, we got it from here, the first thing I said was, damn, Negro, those big meat hooks are squeezing the hell out of my head. But you almost snapped me out of it. The second thing I thought was, wow, this kid who couldn't keep his pants zipped up when he was 2, always standing in the front seat of the car, riding shotgun with me wherever I went. This kid always playing his dong dong. It was his ukulele. He had a ukulele. Wow. Get your minds all in the down.
Ukulele, guys. The new term, code word. Ukulele is congratulations, Troy.
This 4-year-old who couldn't tell time but could get himself ready for school by himself. This kid who could deal with the use of the N-word in the neighborhood, never mind that it was him using it. This kid who could be deathly afraid of a battery, who clung to his blanket until he went away to college. Well, but maybe I'm misremembering that. This kid who would be heart-wrenchingly taken from his mom, which no kid should have to deal with. People ask me how I dealt with this as a dad. I always was brutally honest about it. It was BA's decision, not mine. My conscience was clear. This kid who had Rye syndrome, anorexia nervosa, and no pulse. This kid who would break fingers and noses at the slightest slight. This man who took care of his childhood hero when he couldn't climb out of a bottle of vodka. Personally, I thought that was a long way for BA to go to get you back for your meltdown in Chicago O'Hare Airport when you were 2. This man saw his dad struggling last year to whip up his world-famous Thanksgiving dinner and stepped up seamlessly. This man who channeled my cooking skills admirably for Toby when I left her unexpectedly. I never had a doubt you had it from here. By the way, your barbecue mac and cheese sucks. There's only one king. Also, now that I've gone, you have officially moved up on the Allen power hitting list behind BA. Yeah? That was me. All right. I am happy that you have my wedding ring. If you ever get stuck, you can have this bottle of Astroglide. I left in my car to BA. The fact that it is still at the same volume I left encapsulates BA's sex life. I should have edited this.
Just read the line.
There's an obscure Scrabble word you may not have heard of that best describes BA's chances of finding his own Nici with a C. Never. Lastly, Troy, BA told me you finally got your college degree. You know you never had to get that degree to prove your intelligence to me. You were always wise beyond your years and savant smart when it came to mortgages and coaching baseball players. But a deal's a deal. I asked BA to give you your graduation picture for your wall. But remember, there's only one king. And here it is. Thank you. Just in case you guys didn't see the picture, I'm just going to put it on the table. Feel free to pass it around.
We got one.
Lastly, here's the Nici and Troy, and here's the kid. than being able to talk about my dad, but if y'all met him, that was him. The KY story, he had,
You gotta let me tell that story, Are you opening with the KY?
no,
This bottle. My dad had a ring on his finger, right? So he was eating too much pork and stuff, and his gout kicked in. So his elbows started bothering, his hands swelled up, and he had to go to the doctor. So the doctor's like, wait a minute, you got this ring on your finger. He's like, we got to get this thing off. So he's like, okay. So the doctor starts trying to take it off. They're putting lotion on his hand, everything, and it's not working. And my dad tells the doctor, look, you got all these pretty ladies in here, these nurses. I don't want them to see me screaming like this. So he goes, I'll go home. I'll try to figure it out at the house. If I don't get it off tonight, I'll cut it. I'll cut the ring off. So meantime, my mother is traveling around the country with one of her best friends doing all over national parks. So my dad he says, yeah, so I went to the Publix and I bought some jelly, some KY jelly. And I was like, you went to the register? KY jelly? 78-year-old dude rolling up with some KY jelly. So I was like, ooh, I gotta call Troy. I called Troy at like 7:30 in the morning. He said, yeah, it just slipped right off. I said, I bet it did. I said, I gotta call Mom and let her know what's going on. So I call her. They're on the road. I'm like, Murdoch, I swear to you, I'm telling you now, because Pops doesn't understand what just happened. He bought some KY jelly to take the ring off his finger. She's like, yeah, sure he did. I'll give him a call later today. So that's the story behind the
but lastly, like early when people were starting to show up, the quote, "It takes a village" came to mind. And for me, you guys being here is like different levels of my life. I see everybody represented, so it means a ton. And thank you.
Cheers.